It ain't nothing like.
At the beginning of class, I always greet my students warmly and give them a moment to settle in. Then we usually do a short warm-up activity or a quick reflection, depending on the group's mood. I also check if they brought their homework or if they have any questions from the previous lesson. I follow a pretty clear routine. First, I greet the class. Then I briefly go over the objective of the lesson so that students know what we're going to do and why it's important. This gives them a sense of direction and helps them stay focused from the start. I use a variety of strategies depending on the group. Some of the most frequent ones are cooperative learning, where students work in small teams, graphic organizers to structure their ideas, and formative assessments through quick questions or short exercises. I also encourage active participation through educational games, presentations, and discussions. I mainly consider the students' developmental level, their interests, the predominant learning styles, and whether there are any special educational needs. I also take into account their social and family context, since that has a big impact on their learning. Of course. The first one is to set clear rules from the beginning and also to explain them and build them together with the students so they make sense. The second is to maintain a firm but empathetic attitude so there is mutual respect. And the third is to always pay attention to the emotional atmosphere of the group because sometimes before teaching, we need to listen. I always make sure each session has a clear structure. I use smooth transitions between activities to keep the momentum, and above all, I maintain a positive attitude. I also like to close with a brief reflection or question that makes students think, so the learning feels more meaningful and continuous.